That'd be something.
Oh god. 40 automatic. Oh god.
What if you like? It's just glorified battery shipping. If someone says, "Hey, I need batteries," and you just come on,
Okay.
you just
There's your battery.
Yeah.
Throw it in and spill it on your face.
all right, right. Kenji is your it's a good, delightful God. Thank you for you. We thank you for the life that you've given us. You thank you for this life that you have given us, where we can hang out, talk about batteries. And we thank you for just creating this world with raw material that is moldable. And how you just thought ahead of things that we can do with your creation. And so we thank you, O Creator of all things. So as we read the writings of the ancients, King Jesus, you said, these writings point towards you, the writing of every people, the ancient Israelites. And there is a beautiful narrative, and there's so many beautiful themes that is revealed. So please reveal to us the themes, because all those themes point towards you. Amen. Korah, son of Ishar, son of Kohath, son of Levi, along with Dathan and Abiram, sons of Laab, and On, son of Peleth, the Reubenites, took himself and stood up before Moses with 250 Israelite men. This is going to be the Korah rebellion. Leaders of the community, commissioned by the assembly, men of repute. They assembled against Moses and Aaron and said to them, "You have too much. When the entire community are holy, all of them, and Yahweh is in their midst. Why do you raise yourselves above Yahweh's assembly?" When Moses heard, he fell on his face. He spoke to Korah and all his group. In the morning, Yahweh can make known who is his and who is holy, and bring him near to himself. The one he chooses is the one he'll bring near to himself. Do this. Get yourself censers, Korah and all his group, and put fire in them, and lay incense on them before Yahweh. Tomorrow, the man Yahweh chooses, he will be the Holy One. You have too much, sons of Levi. Moses continues to upbraid Korah, and Dathan and Abiram critique Moses' leadership. Yahweh threatens to destroy the whole community, but in response to Moses and Aaron's pleading, Yahweh focuses on Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. Moses said, "Because of this, you will know that it was Yahweh who sent me to do all these things, because they are not in my idea. They're not my idea. If these people die the way any human being does, and the fate of any human being falls on them, then it was not Yahweh who sent me. But if Yahweh creates something extraordinary, and the ground opens its mouth and swallows them with all who belong to them, so that they go down the Sheol alive, then you'll know that these men have despised Yahweh." As he finished speaking these words, the ground underneath them split, and the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them and their households, and all Korah's people and all their possessions. Number 16 in chapter 17 goes on to recount the aftermath of the event, which includes the entire people's railing against Moses and Aaron. Yahweh again announced the intention to destroy it, and an epidemic starts. But Moses and Aaron make expiation for the community. Yahweh provides for a miraculous sign to confirm the status of Aaron's line. So here, they are losing it. Yahweh does an amazing thing of saving them from the iron furnace. They then set their face against him. And instead of accepting Yahweh's decisions, they blame Moses and Aaron. I am amazed that anyone seeks a position of leadership. We once had a new principal come to the seminary where I taught in England who unveiled his detailed and carefully thought out vision for his future. The facility took one look and said, not so much. The next few years were a struggle as we sought to live together in a Christian fashion and discover how we could work toward a future. Then I myself became the principal, and I had to deal not with this problem, but with other issues. In light of the amazement I just mentioned, you might wonder how I came to be principal. But it seemed a good idea at the time, and for much of the period I enjoyed being in that position. I myself enjoyed being able to pursue my own vision, but I was glad to give up the position to come to California with no responsibility, but enthusiasing people about the Old Testament. Here, when I see the president or the provost or the dean going off to face some issue or solve some problem, I can say, that used to be me, but now it isn't. Moses continually has to deal with the pressure of leadership, which comes sometimes from the people, sometimes from other would-be leaders, and on a bad day from both. In understanding the story, it will again help if we imagine ourselves as the later Israelites from whom it was written, among whom there may well have been tensions over who should have the role of priest. Is this everyone who can claim to be descended from Levi? Levi had 3 sons. The middle one was Kohath, Moses and Aaron's grandfather. The Torah declared that only Aaron's descendants are priests in the full sense. The other Levites are their support staff. What about the relative positions of Aaron's 2 sons, Eleazar and Ithamar? Eleazar takes over when his father dies, but subsequently it seems that sometimes the senior priest was a descendant of Ithamar. We can't resolve the historical questions about the relative positions of the various groups within the clan of Levi at different periods. But things we learn from the Old Testament do suggest there were conflicts over this. The Old Testament periodically bids the community be charitable Levites, as it must be charitable to widow and orphans. This suggests they were in a vulnerable position. One can also imagine there being conflict about status of different clans. Judah and Ephraim are the leading clans. They give their names to the states into which Israel divides after Solomon's day. On what basis would they claim leadership? Reuben was Jacob's eldest son. Should his descendants be sidelined? The chapter is convoluted. There we go. The chapter is convoluted, and it seems to be another where more than one story and more than one version of a story has been combined, hinting at how important these questions were to Israel. Dathan and Abiram are Reubenites, while Nadab was a grandson of Kohath, while Moses and Aaron, so that by descent he had as much right to leadership as Moses and Aaron. So the story illumines and likely reflects later conflict in the community. They say that history is written by the winners. I am not sure this is wholly true, but one who can ask who are the winners in the story, and the answer is obviously Moses and Aaron, insofar as it is Aaron. The story will support the later position of Aaron's descendants, in particular to support the idea that they have special forms of priestly responsibility over against other members of the clan of Levi, whose task is to be their support staff. Fortunately, the context either side of the story includes plenty of critique of Aaron, and it'll be unwise for his descendants to make too much of this story, because other people can point to those other elements of the context. The next chapter will also provide some solemn things to think about and will underline how ordinary people are wise to rejoice in being ordinary people. Insofar as the winner is Moses, the story functions another that urges the later community to continue taking Moses seriously. Moses has no successor. There is no Mosaic office. Taking Moses seriously means paying heed to his teaching rather than the teaching that seeks to displace him. The descendants of Aaron also have to remember that Korah and his friends are right. The leadership always has to remember that the whole community is holy and God is in its midst. Yet, better fish. Yet the story presupposes that their arguing for this point is actually self-serving. They are not seeking to introduce democracy to give actual power to the people. Their claim is that they have as much right to be leaders as Moses and Aaron. People who seek leadership claiming they do so for the people's sake, when really it is because they want to exercise power, have to remember the story of Korah and his friends. The account of Moses and Aaron's making expiation for the people so they are not annihilated also reminds the people's later leaders to be prepared to lean into the wind when people attack them. Such attacks go with the territory. Their vocation is to continue serving them and praying for them, concerned to keep the people in being. They are not to do nothing to prove that they are in the right. It's God's job to vindicate them, not theirs. The description of the rebels' fates includes one of the Torah's few references to Sheol, the place where people go when they die. It is not a place of suffering or punishment or purgatory, but neither does it have the positive connotations of heaven. It's a bit like a waiting room, except that you aren't going anywhere. Burial means we physically end up beneath the ground. So Sheol is also pictured as beneath the ground. And the story vividly portrays the earth opening its mouth so as to swallow up the rebels alive. That is, in the midst of life, rather than by life gradually ebbing from them. There's also a unique reference to creation. The use of the word reflects how the idea of creation isn't so much that God is acting creatively, as we would say, but that God is doing something powerful, sovereign, and extraordinary. The act of destruction takes the families as well as the menfolk, recognizing that we are not all independent individuals, but that our destinies are bound up with our families. The acts of parents do not leave their children unaffected for good or ill. All right, so here we have leaders compromising who are saying they're speaking for the people, but really they're speaking for themselves. And here Yahweh has to go. These are the people I choose. All right. Look at so that's for debt. So we have one section reading a long form game. You want to do debt? All right, we can start. All right, I can be on for a bit. Let's see if I could get to the end before you bounce and do the normal ending. I'll quit my wanderer. It sounds like the final boss requires quick dodging. Bone bottom. What's up, Bulbasaurus? So I'm going to experience a normal ending. And then I'm going to experience the super ending if Battered Fish is still with us, because he asked that. Do this all with him. Alright, and then we'll have... I don't know if I'm going to be hanging on this fight. I'll have this just in case. You know, this is also really good. Oh. Does this go up anymore? Nope. Okay. Should I go straight there? Holy mountain of silk. Hmm. Hmm. Oh. Oh. Oh, didn't see that. Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh. 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 Ah. Ah. Oh. Oh my. I am now your supreme leader. This is my first try. Never fought her before. But yeah, I'm not a 100%er. And so if you have the time, I'm fine just grabbing that last piece and going for the true ending. Like, oh yeah. Hornet becomes cradled now in the web nest. Oh. She evolved. That one. All right. I'll wait for you. Oh. Oh, you need to go? All right, Batterfish. I'll let myself get distracted by fleas whenever else I can. And then I'll probably switch over to my next game. And then, yeah. Love you too. It's been a delight. Yeah, and all your endeavors. Peace of King Jesus be with you, and I'll catch you. Aw. It's King Jesus who changes this character's personality to be someone of serving. So, at least that's always my heart intent. Not that I always am able to do it, but that's why I am always calling other people towards this life. But yeah, deep life. Catch you next time. What? That is cool. All right, let's get out of here. What's up? All right, let's. I don't think so, because that required a special key, I think. Yeah, this one, I didn't have the key to do it. And I haven't found the key. I actually checked pretty recently. Oh, you can buy it. Oh. This Enclave, you can buy it? Okay, let's do it, because I certainly got the money now. Alright, and I'll go back in my travel bill, which is funny. Like, I like to travel my Reaper. You can buy it, and the Wailing Mother quest is in the slab. I've done the Wailing Mother. Yep, finished that one. I should do that. All right. Okay, where do I buy the key? Bye. Catch you next time. Songclave. It's a Songclave, right? Yeah. I buy the key from you?
Mia, toma marino, mia, toma marino.
The game is not one to give me the key. I'm missing something. What's up, Abby? Oh, that's right. That's how I get down there. Thought I could take a little. How you doing, Abby? Hmm. That's cool. Yeah? You ready? Alright, I'm gonna have myself muted because I gotta make a call. That is really cool. I would love to see your work sometime. All right, Abby, you still here? Sorry about that. We had to make a phone call. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Here we go. Take a quick look at Phantom. What kind of hair do I think Phantom will have? Or Phantom being down here. Here he is. Well, with her hair up, it certainly has to be like spiky. You know, I think if you think like 2000 girl punk, trying to remember, Pink, right? But longer. I think that's how she'll look. Just looking at that model. Okay. Sweet. Because maybe, just imagining it, it's up, but also like kind of at the end curls down. You know, it's like maybe younger Phantom was, her hair was definitely a lot more composed, but as she gets older, just stuck because, you know, if she leaves, she's absolutely killed by the rats. Not the... Well, she's stuck in bile water. Just the being stuck, kind of like, I imagine just being stuck into one area will drive someone insane. Oh! Well, there you go. I mean, you know, it just could be one of those things where do your best now, and then, you know, a few years down the line, as your skill has grown, you know, you get a nice little, you know, whatever age you are now, 2 years down the line, 2 years down the line. That'd be a pretty cool little collage. Okay. What else are there? Dumb fleas. Where are dumb fleas? Did I get them all? I don't think I have. Huh. I feel like I may have got them all, but we'll see. I mean, they say there's more, then there's more. Oh. 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 I mean, if you're as young as I think you're saying you are, I mean, just the fact that you've gotten where you are in Silksong is a testament itself. So I didn't play difficult games and really set myself, like, I've always played difficult games, but be able to set myself and keep pushing against the struggle, that didn't happen until I was an adult. sure I get everything here. Oh. Okay. I think I got everything. I'll turn the cylinder to Hoosie Magoo. Nice, so that pathway is now open. Oh, it's not pile water. It's in the petrified docks, that's right. But actually, I've already beaten the game. Now I'm doing everything I can to... I think I'm just distracting myself with fleas and whatever other progress I can. Then I'll be waiting for battered fish to come, and then I'll beat it with the true ending. Oh, I can also get the true ending parts. That's right. Okay, I need to go down. Ooh, or you can see it as kind of like little hair, but like that's actually a crown. But you can show like the crown as kind of like taking its wear and tear throughout the years.
Benny Frank. Da, finestra.
Kavak Katsa.
I mostly use my silk for healing, but that is really cool. That'd be actually a really great travel item. I could do more rune rage. I want to do a big... There you go. I love it.
Olenkov.
I know all the fleas. All right, talk to Pervy. Pervy Sage. I don't feel like wasting my time with you. Oh my gosh. The thing I like about the notion with the flea egg is you have to have full health. My health is usually never top. All right, let's get the last part for the true ending. Is there anything else I can complete due to my time? Otherwise, I'll be switching to my other game until Better Fish gets here. All right. That's right. It's the last part is in down here. Ooh. Let's try that. So I think there's something that increases the speed of silking. Let's get the last piece. Oh my gosh. My rushness, I'm hitting everything. All right, what did that lady say it was? The one that was down here. Right, is it still here? Nope. Been where before?
Benny Frank.
Oh, she told me where it was and now I forgot. Ah. All right, I'll explore in the bottom left, see if it's over there. I've fully explored this place in the past. Hoping it's here. But it's here. Spikes. Be like an ancient tool here. Definitely something big and ugly here. Go kill it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to find this last piece, the snare settler. I haven't. Okay, it's not here. Great. Looks like dealing with you. Okay. Okay, so it's not in the Weaver's Nest. We can thusly conclude that. Are in here. My curiosity bids me to check again. Did it put a position on my map? say workers. I know there's a lot of workers on the top. Aw. Oh, happy birthday. Oh, happy soon-to-be birthday. Not exactly birthday, but certainly happy soon-to-be birthday. See if the priest has anything to say. All right. Nice. Where you at? Okay. Loose. All right. The old lady. I think the old lady's over here. Yep.
Dara.
Darn it.
Me miro. Me mero. Me miro. Me mero.
Wow, where's his last piece? Oh, nice. What color did you paint your bell home? I said sing! Let's see what the old dude has to say for the last piece. Oh. Oh, yeah. I know where I'm at. I know where I'm at. For some reason, I was like, I first thought I was going to Belhart.
Brondaga.
Beside the path. Beside their largest nest. Okay. Doesn't tell me much. Yeah. Pilgrim's Rest. Let's go there for a second. Just check it out. Pilgrim's Rest is here. Farfields, just up Farfields. Interesting looking sign.
Ren!
That's it. Okay. Ah,
Ren!
oh, wrong button.
That's a bad idea.
Nope.
Are they all dead?
Ello me pioco.
Fadastama.
Oh, oralo. Toro yoko. Oh, oralo.
Paspin?
Ello me pioco. Ah, sola me pioco.
It's not deep docks. Maybe it's near the deep docks. Just did hear the sound of the working. Deep docks. Nope. Nice. Troubadour!
Buenera.
Rama,
Hironare.
Mario. Purovara,
Nope.
Rama.
How'd Duke go?
Friend.
That was it. All right. We're at time, by the way. Hold up. Hold up. Oof. Huh. My advice, tighten up your stomach and finish it. You know how, like,
Ada.
go. Let's go after it. Tomorrow, we're here. The motto. All right. Where is that trap? From all accounts. Ooh. Oh yeah, that one's pretty cool. I was taught a secret about the architect crest and what's it called? In this, if you like to hear. Huh. Okay, so we got long form game and one section of reading. How can you kill, which is all the bottom of life? And here I was talking and totally not noticed I was muted. But let's read. The other day, I was visiting a big church in another city. It made for an extraordinary contrast with my little church, where the pastor is the only paid person. The building feels very full if there are 70 people present. This other church had a huge campus with lots of people working there on Tuesday, and a budget that would frighten me. I don't know whether they have had to let go staff go in the recession that we are living through as our right, but I do know that one or two churches in my own city have had to do so. Our little church too has to work hard to make its budget work. In my classes, potential pastors spend their time discovering the contents of the Bible in the way it may speak to the church in our time. But once they get into the ministry, they may have to spend more time worrying about whether the church's giving will continue to cover the salaries and the salaries of other members of the church's staff. In an amusing passage in 1 Corinthians, Paul supports his argument that it is appropriate for pastors to be paid by referring to a rule in Deuteronomy 25 that prohibits people's muzzling an ox while it is treading out the grain. The ox ought to be paid to eat as it works. He also alludes to passages like Numbers 18 that detail how priests and other sanctuary ministers are to be paid. Whereas other clans had an allocation of land so they could grow their food. Levi's task was to focus on looking after the sanctuary rather than on farming. The other clans' farming then supported them, while some offerings that people brought were burned, suggesting they're going straight to God. Other offerings were made to God but passed to the priests and other Levites. This provided a system for supporting the ministry they undertook on behalf of the whole people, and also a system whereby offering that had been given to God and thus sanctified could be handled in a reverent way. God begins from the way the priests carry awareness. That is, they bear responsibility for their offenses. Everyone does so in different ways. Fortunately, God is also prepared to carry awareness for people when they come seeking mercy. Carry is the word commonly translated forgive. The trouble is that priests are in more risk of wrongdoing. Maybe that is always true of people in ministry. They look after the sanctuary itself and take responsibility for the sacramental acts that happens there, such as the offering of sacrifice, and there are many ways they can accidentally compromise God's holiness. The other Levites are somewhat protected by having to keep their distance from parts of the sanctuary associated with special holiness, just as priests and Levites are protected from or are free to be involved with the aspects of the sanctuary and its work that have a greater degree of holiness. They are also protected from or free to partake from the different offerings in accordance with their varying degree of holiness. God adds that the Levites themselves need to tithe the tithes they receive. The ritual involving the red cow takes further a prominent issue in Leviticus: contact with death. For instance, when you have to bury a family member, it means you become taboo. The likely background is that death is alien to the living God, so you cannot rush into God's presence when you have just been in contact with death. And who we just talked about earlier, who, with death being so alienated, couldn't hold on to him? Jesus. You have to be cleansed from that contact. Numbers 19 gives the details on how you achieve that. The water mixed with the red cow's ashes is the means of your cleansing. After that ceremony, you are free to go to the sanctuary again. How did that work? There's a story about a famous rabbi challenged by an unbeliever to explain how it worked. In the end, he confessed he had no idea, but he wasn't bothered. God said it will work, and that was all that mattered. One implication of the ritual in its background is that most societies have wanted to keep in contact with the world of the dead. One reason our human grief at the loss of a loved one. Another is a conviction that dead people might know things living people didn't know. So it'd be nice to be able to consult them. So there are people such as mediums who specialize in making contact with dead people for you. The Old Testament makes clear that Israelites were involved in such practices, but also that God forbids them. When you want to know something that is inaccessible to ordinary human beings, to ordinary human knowledge, God and God's agents, such as priests and prophets, as your sources. You're to live your life in the present with the living God. All right, I think we talked about enough. So that was debt. So we had to do one more reading, but you also get a Bio Project card. Yeah. So you want to do that with that? Yeah, I never really used the architect crest, so I never got used to it.
Caspian?
Ooh, it always hurts. Oh, hello. There it is. Right, I'm gonna turn this into the wish, and then I'll probably switch a different game until Batter Fish is here. I can't think of what anything. Actually, I'll quickly stop by the architect. This way. I have another key that I want to use this basic key. I remember there being one person in prison here. Remember if it's up here. Let's see. No, it's at one of these. I'll be right back. All right. Okay, I think there might be someone. I know it's at one of these rest benches where there was prison cells. And I have a spare key that I was hoping to release that person from prison. this one where the prison cell was? Nope. It's crazy moss lady. All right. Which one were the cells were at? Was it Shellwood? It's pretty early on. Tomorrow. Hunter's March. Okay, where are you? No. Not the prison cell. Check here. Nope. You go down more. The prison cells I'm looking for? Nope. Alright, we'll go right. Now there's an... Are you the prison cells I'm looking for? Oh, it was here. Yes. Was it? I swear there's someone in the prison cell here. Oh yeah. I'm telling you, it's how you keep your sanity. If you're not singing, you're going nuts. right, I think I got everything besides just, obviously not 100% everything. What's weird is there should be a key here for over here, but I don't see the person who's selling it. So I'll quickly go to the architect person and just get the rest of their stuff. Man, at this point, I don't care. I have so much rubies that it's like my nose. Not rupees, rosaries. All right, was the closest little shop to that? Would it be? No, it'll be Songkla. Oh wait, I do have another. That's right, I do have another. Here we go. So Songkla. First, I have to go the Grand Bellway. Got one more little singing cell in there for you, bud. Don't care. Just got money going through my nose right now. Bing, 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 bing. Ah. Please tell me I'm near, I'll just go to Bone Bottom. Out of that fast travel. Okay. What was I going to do? Oh yeah, now you go to the architect. Which is right there. Alright, so it's in the underworks. Where are you? Where are you? All right, that's right. I'm going here, so I gotta go to the cauldron. Already done works.
Hazo Solomenia.
What?
Go up the Deradano.
Da, Fenestra.
Ah, Ulema. Hazo Solomenia. Eminoso. Hazo
Oh,
Solomenia.
my bad.
Eminoso.
All right. All that. That's cool. Oh, yeah.
Ayoma. Emiro.
What else is there to do? What else is there to do? I think I've done everything I know I can do. 1, 2, 3. What else is there to do? Ah, what? All right, let me turn in now. A song claw. Song claw. I think I rested here. It's funny, I still make the same mistake where I don't. All right, let's go. That means you have to get the heart pieces. Look.
Era!
I wish I could tell you where the pieces are at, but it's on my brain. There's 3 of them, though. Oh wait, right. Now I remember. Whoop. It came to me. So if you find rooms where you have to hit bells in the right sequence, that's how you get your heart pieces.
Caspian?
I hope that was okay to share.
Alidara.
Oh. 1 second.
Alidara. Not a miss.
Megina Fora.
So, here, I'll show you. Okay. So in these rooms, I don't know if it's this one. Maybe it's this one. There's these rooms where you have to, you pretty much step on a switch, and then it brings out like 5 or 10 bells, and then they'll each ring like in a pattern, and then you have to then hit those bells in the same pattern that they ring, and then they'll give a piece of the heart. Can't tell you exactly where they're at because I just don't remember, but that's where you get the pieces at. So really all you need to do is explore any spots that you haven't explored on your map, and you should run into them. Yeah, so you need one more. No, there's one in the high halls. If you haven't been there before, then there you go. That's one of the hardest areas. Right. No, you don't sell it. Your butt.
Ah, solamente.
Yeah, there is no one here to sell me the key. Alright. Then I don't care. I've explored every shop that I know. Actually, yep, been to that shop. Actually, I'll recheck that shop before I call it. Okay. Just keep scanning for shops. Scanning. TikTok, that's the kid. Just quickly check Bellheart. Been there before though. Should not be any shops there. Been to Pilgrim's Rest. Which one are you? Whispering Vault. Oh wait. Okay, I know where that one is at. Alright, so I'll check Bellheart one last time. Other than that, I'm going to then wait for Battered Fish, and I'm going to look into what my next game will be. I'll start that. Grand Bellway. What was that? Yeah. No, where am I going? Oh, I'm going to. Bellheart. Yep. Nothing.
Yana.
Nothing. All right. And then explore all that. Explored all that I know. All that I could. So, yep. I'll get myself this ready. I'll get to Terminus. I'll actually, I think I'll see myself with the highest silk. Actually, no, I will go into my Smack Big Bosses build. Top off. Now, I'm not going to do the true ending now, but I'll do it once Batterfish is back.
Sarah.
All right. Nothing. All right. All right. I'll be back with a different game. I don't know which one yet, but I'll see you then. Abby, you're delightful. Thank you for joining us for Silksong. Not 100% done, but I am going to pause right now. Because Batterfish says, hey, don't do it. Wait for me when you do the true ending. So I can wait. You know, I really want to finish it. I can wait. So I'll catch you. I'll be back in a bit.